But yeah, did you finally start it, Matt? Yes? No? I don't know.
Okay, there you go. There's the beginning.
Ooh.
I'm hypnotizing my screen, so I'm like paying half attention.
Okay, so who wants a thing?
Well, from what I can remember is, I got, the moment we started, I got immediately assaulted by a dwarf.
Not immediately.
From what I remember.
Well, then you have a bad memory.
Oh yeah, okay, the one other thing is I checked on the body that we are doing the murder investigation on. Found out that it was injected with something.
Uh-huh.
At the time,
That's a
but
thing that they
at
already knew.
I was not finished yet. At the time, with a time frame of 1 to 4 days.
Okay, you did find that out.
Then I went to the tavern to talk with the group, but I couldn't because I got assaulted by a dwarf. Asked the bartender if I could mess up the dwarf, and I got yelled at fight. The whole fucking bar erupted into fights. It was like, yep, let's get the GTFO, escape to the kitchen, which the kitchen staff started to fight, went out the back, then the whole town started to fight. I went to the one person that thought that had some reasonable sense, and she apparently lost her brain somehow, and said, "Sorry, it's tradition." Yes, definitely tradition for someone that's not from your town, that's just here to do one thing so that can have some kind of help. Nope, just start the fight, and that's where I had to leave.
Yeah, and you were knocked unconscious, and the dwarf that showed up for a little while, he
He
dragged
fled the
you into.
building, got knocked unconscious. He ended up in the hut of the hag woman, whatever she is.
Which I explained. Just
He
yes.
got knocked out by an army of people. The people left after the fight ended. Then the dwarf thought he was drunk, so he carried him to the drunk tank.
So I can just leave when the fuck I want.
No, you are locked in a jail cell.
Right, I'm sober. I'm not drunk, so I can be like, let me out. I'm not drunk.
That's what a drunk person would say.
And when you get close, I just grab you by your neck and slowly strangle you to death unless you let me the fuck out right now.
Then they just stand sufficient distance away and leave you there because you threatened them with murder.
Mm.
Okay.
Who could have foreseen this coming?
Yes, because the lizard folk is not amused.
Okay, you can be not amused.
I think after that,
No,
Eclipse talked to the dwarf.
that door will be off its hinges by the time I'm done.
Okay. So,
But yeah, go
Olaf,
on.
continue.
Yeah, after the Eclipse followed him to the drunk tank because they wanted to figure out what the fuck happened. His dwarf threw him in. Then she like pulled the dwarf along because we still needed to talk to that big guy, the Bigfoot guy. I just call him Bigfoot because he was so big and hairy.
Yeah. The suspect that wasn't a suspect for very long.
Yeah. After that, we did talk. He brought us to his friends after I healed him up a bit after being knocked unconscious. That he was. Then we still went to some of his friends. Ended up at the couple that was supposed to get married's house. Where it did some searching. We found a dude under the bed. And Clankin interrogated him. With some input from Eclipse, but just some. After that, we agreed. He brought us to their hideout, I guess. And yeah, that's basically what we're gonna do, I think.
Pretty
Oh,
much. Excuse
Lucian still wants to be let out.
me. Well, it's
Oh,
not your
yeah.
turn yet. Or is it?
We forgot about you, so can you sit there for
You
a
were
while?
technically knocked out for an hour. So,
Mm.
okay. Let me roll a thing. So, who wants one and who wants two?
I take 2.
2.
Okay.
You both can't take two.
One take one, you gotta take 2.
2.
Okay, 1.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it really lets me go second all the time.
Well, guess what? I rolled a 2. So it is Geo's turn. You wake up in a jail cell.
Okay, stupid dwarf dragged me in here.
You don't know that.
Yeah, you
I
don't
can
know.
heavily assume.
Stop metagaming.
It's
I
true. He can assume.
I can heavily assume because he was after my ass.
Here's what you see other than a jail cell. You see stereotypical jail cell window. You see stereotypical jail cell door and wall, barred wall. And on the other side of the barred wall, you see a Cintran guard just sort of like with his chair propped up on 2 legs. The chair is leaning against the wall and his feet are up on a desk. You know, the stereotypical scene.
Yeah, I just look at him. You know, that's not good for your back, right?
You know what else isn't good for your back?
A lot.
Correct, but specifically
Trying
right
to bend
now.
in the odd positions while doing intercourse. Yes,
What
I
is
say
that?
that in character.
What is weird is it?
Y-
What is
You're
weird
not
is it
there,
body?
Olaf.
Yeah, you're not
What
there.
is weird?
Olaf.
What is weird is it body voice you said.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so what do you actually say to him in character?
In this current situation, not a lot.
Being in a jail cell.
I'm currently standing in it just my back is not hurting, so I don't see why.
Have you ever slept in one?
I refuse to answer that question.
He goes, he just shrugs.
But can you let me out right now? Because I'm not here with good reason.
Oh, so you didn't start a brawl in the bar?
No.
Okay. Did you try to escape the brawl in the bar?
Yes.
You made it worse.
But I didn't start it.
Sure. But you tried to escape.
From something I had no clue how worked, because that is not my culture.
It's not my fault you didn't research the laws before visiting a place. I love when you almost reactions.
Sick law.
What kind of sick law is this?
Whenever a person challenges another to a brawl in a bar, they must stay till the end of the brawl.
Well, if I say no to a fight, why would I be obligated to fight?
The challenge was still delivered, was it not?
No, doesn't mean I have to do it.
Actually, and he reaches into he puts his chair back on 4 legs And he reaches into a drawer, he takes out a book, he slams the book on the desk, he opens the book, and he goes, on bar brawls, yes, on bar brawls. And he starts scrolling his finger down the page, and he
Then
just
Notion
walks
has to
over,
skip.
he walks over to the
Then
jail
Notion
cell.
has to immediately stop you.
What?
Then Notion has to immediately stop you. You said duel, not bar draw.
I
Yeah.
was looking through the pages, first of all, and I did say bar brawl.
No, you said duel. You said that the request to duel was delivered.
The request to brawl is what he said. Okay,
Ugh.
so he walks over to the bars. He puts the book up to the bars because he doesn't realize that you're the kind of person who will strangle him to death. So he puts the book up to the bars, and he points to a specific portion of the page. Would you like to read it?
Or would you like to strangle them?
I get my tiny reading glasses. Are they still intact after being knocked out?
Yes.
Just put them on like, let's see here.
Okay, it says, regarding bar brawls, how a bar brawl is started. A challenge is issued. Whether accepted by the challengee is regardless of the point, due to the fact that it is in a bar. Everyone who is in a bar must accept that a fight may happen due to being in a bar.
What kind of outlandish rulebook is this? Let me see that. What kind of fucking rule is that?
The Centurion guard goes. The Centurion guard goes. It's been the rules of this particular settlement since its founding. Every person who has entered a bar must accept that fights will happen within a bar, and therefore, when one is challenged, they must accept there is no alternative.
Right, and I do not know of this law because, yes, I'm traveling here because I need to go to another place. Oh, somebody challenged me to Barbara and I don't know the rules? How did I'm suddenly in
He
jail?
takes the book back in his hands, and he starts flipping. Here. And he puts the book up to your bars again. Do you wish to read this section?
It's gonna be something ludicrous because this is just ludicrosity of the highest regard.
I love
But
this.
to entertain it and see my chance of swiping his keys at some point. Sure.
Okay, so you read this section, and in this section, it is titled Regarding Travelers. Travelers who are welcomed within the community, thus, people who are brought in front of the community as a welcome guest, are subject to all laws, regardless of ignorance towards those laws. And it just so turns out that you were brought in front of the community to be introduced and brought to work with the community. So,
Ocean is just like holding the bridge of his nose, going like, wouldn't it be very handy to explain a few of those things to the ones that are welcomed? I mean, be very handy to know, you know?
he goes, all right, here. He just tosses you the book and goes back to his desk.
I'm gonna swipe those keys before it can even leave me.
Okay, you're going to try, is the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I assume you don't want him to see you taking the keys, and thus it will be a sleight of hand.
Oh, here we go.
That's Calypso's thing.
And he
Reroll.
gets he
Stealth
gets to he gets to roll a perception.
Let's
So-
reroll.
No.
Yeah,
Boy, would
yeah.
you-
Since he described everything that he was a part of, I gave him a thing. I would have given him a thing. So to be fair, he does have one thing.
Do I have a thing too? Or no?
Yes, you do
What?
have a
Yes.
thing. I'm making an exception because he wasn't there for a bunch of the stuff. So.
But I thought you asked like 10 things.
Swear to God, I'm gonna murder your character if you keep it up.
Good luck.
Okay.
You can like 2-shot you.
One shot, actually. Yeah.
When you max roll, I'll technically it is 2-shot if you have to cast a spell twice.
You haven't seen my combo, Olaf.
Channel Divinity, max lightning and damage and lightning bolt.
Not that
Quick
one.
spell lightning bolt.
Not that one.
Okay.
Another combo.
Oh my.
Inflict wounds.
So,
He sees me, doesn't he?
this guy had advantage because he was suspecting that the prisoner would try to do something.
Of course.
However, he rolled 2 natural ones in a row.
Oh.
So Yumba's just like, oh, well. Every time, if anybody watches his back, just look at Yumba's face whenever something happens. It's priceless. Okay. Okay.
Something good happens to you, or you just go.
Nope.
So, yeah, you get the keys. You didn't even think, like, it made a loud jingling sound when you took them, but, you took them and he didn't notice.
I'm gonna wait until he's distracted with something to escape.
Okay. Well, he went back to the desk.
I have a lot of patience.
Do you wish to read the book in any serious detail?
Not now. I'm gonna make myself a set of bone dice and be rolling dice.
Okay. Okay.
Because I literally can't have the skill to, well, be good at playing
Is
dice.
there anything you can harvest from though? When you
Yeah.
have a set of bone
Well,
dice.
I don't know. According to those rules, he can harvest from pretty much anything and get bones. It said that he can harvest from plants, and there's hay on the floor. I guess he can get bones.
Can he harvest the metal bars to get bones?
Like I said, there's
So it
hay on
works,
the
right?
floor, and according to the rules, he can harvest from plant. Oh, it has to be a creature. It does
Has to
say
be a
it has
slave
to be a
beast.
creature.
It has to be a slate beast. Construct? What?
Yeah,
It's a
construct
construct.
or plant
Or a plant
creature.
creature. It
Yeah,
has to be
exactly.
creature. But like,
Yeah,
it
it
can be
has-
any type of creature.
It has to be a creature, unfortunately. So
Well,
if it
there's
was
all-
if it was sentient hay, you could get bones from it somehow.
there's always-
Because that makes sense.
there's always the lizard folk all adage of having a bag of black.
Oh, they removed that in the new book.
Oh, they removed the
The Cunning Artitioner.
oh.
The what?
Probably
They re-
because
they rem- They
probably
removed
because
that ability in the new book.
probably because at the very least it is poorly worded.
Poorly worded and little used. I've seen Geo use it a lot.
Yeah,
Well, he-
because it was so fucking useful. But no, apparently stupid of me.
The bad new book says, nah, fuck that shit.
Well, in one of them, I know that you can still like have crafting with bones or something. In one of them,
Literally, the news they fucking. What the fuck is this?
because I remember using it on chicken bones in one thing that I played. Because I played a
There-
lizard folk.
They are nerfing all of Geo's classes. It's so great.
Oh, he's a racist.
That is just stupid. It's literally a unique thing of one kind of.
Yeah, and it's like
race
nobody says
has.
you have to use the shit from the new book. They probably keep the old
Well,
books and
let me-
stuff too.
Well, let me just say that Fey ancestry is no longer all that unique, and it wasn't that unique in the first place because of how many things had it. Now everything has it. So, because I mean, like bugbears and goblins have it now, like.
Yeah, that just completely ruins it.
And I mean, there was like 12 different types of elves and half-elves that had it, so, like, it wasn't that used.
Every elven thing had it.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't that unique in the first place, but it's
Because
less
it was
unique now.
elven. Now it's completely non-unique.
So,
It's common.
yeah, it is. It's almost as common as dark vision at this
Yeah.
point. Well, either way. So, do you have bones?
Do toes count as bones?
There's nice small bones in them, but I don't.
Do you
Still
have
small.
toes?
Would have if somebody was not very nice and naughty.
Okay. Whatever that means. Okay, fine. I'll give you 5 toes.
Yay, enough for 2 whole sets of bone dice. Well,
Even though
2
you didn't say you took them, but I'll give them to you anyway. Just so that way you can play stupid bone dice with nobody.
Actually, there are dice games that you can play just by yourself.
Sure, but
Just for the
that's
kick
what
of
I'm
it.
saying. You're playing them
Just
with
playing roll
nobody.
list. He's just playing roll list against himself.
Mhm.
Oh, I got higher than myself. Great.
Hell yeah. I'll win.
I
That
win
makes me-
and lose at the same
I
time.
just pull a Tom and Jerry against the guard like, come in, the game's going great, come in. He comes in and okay, you play it like this, and if you roll that, then you win. Just leave the cell, lock him into it, and he's just playing in the cell still.
Unfortunately, that does not happen unless you actually try to, and then you'd have to roll something, which you would have to roll really high in order to get.
Yeah, like I said, that's Tom and Jerry fit logic. I'm saying.
Okay. So he is sitting at the desk.
I'm waiting until he falls asleep or something that he gets very distracted by.
Okay, I will roll, but you won't find out the results of that until later.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
Now it's the honors guy's turn.
Okay, everybody else. And I will say that the dwarf will tentatively be there, but not really do much unless you need him to do something.
Oh,
We
As in
find
Preben's
every
character.
Any muscle the stuff we need, we just ask him.
yeah, like I said, we'll find every excuse to use him.
Okay, great. You're going to talk to mages. How are you going to use him?
Show your muscles can do magic somehow.
Flex on them, bitch.
Okay, so. And the keyword is talk, not like.
Beat the
fight.
shit out of them?
Yeah, not fight mages. So. Okay. So what are you doing? He's leading you to the thing, to the place where the
Yeah.
guys are.
we
Thing.
follow.
Blah 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 blah. So you end up in the place with the things and the stuff. Okay. So, excuse me. So you end up where they are staying, which turns out, as you approach the exterior, it looks like you're in an open field near the near the town. And he
Hmm.
says this is the place, and there is nothing there.
Pick him up and slowly strangle the life out of him.
You're not there.
Yeah, you're not there.
No, I'm just suggesting. This is Buddy's voice like you did before. Ooh.
Or we could just do the critical role thing where they're pigeons.
Cool, cool.
Poor thing.
I'm talking like a lizard man. Cool, cool.
Okay, so Olaf,
Yeah,
you're there in a
yeah,
field
we're there.
with.
We're in a field with a
And he
dude
says this
and
is the
blanket.
place.
Okay, where is everyone?
What am I looking at?
He
It's
goes.
a field. I guess it's a fine field, but
He reaches down into the grass. He grabs onto something, and you hear a metal creaking sound as he stands up and lifts up a door. And he says, "The hideout."
Oh, well, now it's hideout.
Well, now it's a hideout. Before it was just a field.
clever. Clever.
He just walks down some steps.
Yup.
Do you walk down some steps?
No, I stand here and walk away.
You stand there for 30 seconds as he walks down the steps and then you walk away.
Yeah, I leave the town. I'm done here.
Bye.
You just say, "My planet needs me," and then you lift your fist and then you fly into the space. Okay, great.
Yes. Yes, I follow him. Fine.
I'll
Yeah,
follow as well.
Yeah, I'm no fun. I don't let you
Why
leave.
can't we all just be Superman and just fly away? Can we just all get a 50 million foot fly speed? And just fly to a different plane?
Yeah, just fly fast enough to reverse the Earth's turn to reverse time somehow.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
happened in one of the movies.
I just kill the first ever Nilfgaardian.
And this place is called. And then he dies. Okay. I guess. Okay, so you go down the steps. That was perfect. Okay, so you go down the steps and
Mhm.
you end up in an underground chamber made of stone. It's like got stone bricks all the way along the walls, the ceilings, and the floors. You're not sure what this place may have been at one point, but it exists. You can look around the place to see if you can determine what it was if you're interested. But the thing that you do see, however, is it's kind of like I don't know what those things are called. It's like a large bowl with 4 legs on the bottom of it and there's a fire in the middle of it. I forget what those things are called, like a brazier
Brazier?
or something.
Lazier.
Yes. Yes, that. It's one of those, and there are I forget how many people I said there were. I think I said 6?
There were 6, yep.
Okay, I
Very
remember
done.
correctly. Okay. Yeah, so there are 5 dudes, and then the 6th dude would be the guy that's with you. And you see them sitting around. One of them appears to be surprised to see other people accompanying him, but he just sort of waves his hand and then he relaxes back into his seat.
Did I sense like any magic when he did that? Or what?
Oh, a little bit, but it didn't like attack you or anything. Like he didn't like cast a spell on you or anything. He just sort of like was ready to do something, and then when he was told to stop, he just stopped.
Oh, okay.
So, you see these hooded figures sitting around the brazier. But if you want to look around the room for more details, it's just a stone room, is what you see right now. If you want to look for more details, you can. However, if you guys are doing anything other than talking to these people, a conversation will be happening while you do those things. So it's up to you what you want to do.
I would want to talk to them first before doing anything else.
Everybody on board?
Sure.
So, you guys approach the circle. You remain outside of it, but you are still close enough to hear all conversation, even whispered tones. So, the guy who sat up before, he does whisper, but you can hear everything because it's it's a stone cavern, so it's echoey, and you're really close. So, yeah, there's no chance that they could speak low enough without magic being in use for you to not hear it. He leans forward and he goes, "Are you sure that this is a good idea?" And he goes, "They're just looking into the murder." And another guy goes, what about the Noon Wraith? That's already solved." The first guy, the second, or the guy that you brought here goes. And the rest of them just sort of lean back into their chairs, anticipating what is going to happen next. So if you wish to participate in the conversation, you can now. Otherwise, they will just continue talking.
Oh, okay. So is he like waiting for me to
There is
do anything?
an ample pause in the conversation. He's not
Okay.
like motioning for you to say anything, but there is an ample pause in the conversation for you guys to interject if you so wish at this moment.
Hang on.
Does Olaf have anything?
Not
Or
at the moment.
Or should I say Chloe?
Not at the moment.
Okay. And Geo can still suggest things, just not in character.
I have nothing to suggest at the moment.
Right. I guess I would start with introducing ourselves. I would say basically we are a group of adventurers passing through town. We heard there was and saw there was an incident here, and we took it upon ourselves to look into it from the what was her name called again?
Lips. No, not me. Elaine.
Yeah,
The one.
Elaine. No, love. The hag or whatever.
Hey, we never got her name.
Yeah, you guys never asked.
Okay, but
It just
what do I call it? What do I call her?
the
Medicine
medicine
woman.
Yeah. The medicine woman was requesting us to look into who murdered her, and as it so happens, we have reason to believe one of you, with the help of motions to Guy I interrogated, have a hand in this. So that's mainly why we're here.
You just hear, you hear them whispering, but they're all talking over each other, so it's hard to. That's what makes it hard to understand. So you can roll a perception to see if you can pick out any juicy tidbits that they're whispering to each other. Anybody else wish to in this moment? Calypso? Okay. Clankin does get something. You hear one of them whisper to another, "One of us involved in a murder just to do research? That seems far-fetched to me." "Well," the other one responds, Not so far-fetched to me. Noon wraiths are relatively rare, considering how specific it is for them to show up. The other guy goes, "Nah, I don't think we would stoop that low in order to just make a noon wraith show up." So you hear that portion of the conversation when the guy that you brought here just sort of like lifts his hand up and silences the conversation. So if you wish, this conversation is silent again for another moment for you to take advantage of if you so wish.
Okay. I will say, if you will let us, we can out you out by using chaos, and I will prove that you're innocent if you let us.
A lot of them shrug. But the first guy, he appears to... the guy who you brought here, he appears to have something to say. If you allow him before
Yeah,
moving
of course.
forward. Okay. Great. He goes, "Yes, there appears to have been some foul play at work here, which we were aware of. However, it does seem suspicious, the timing, us being here and then suddenly, oops, a prospective member of our school suddenly ending up dead in order to become an experiment. It is slightly suspicious. So, as to be cautious, we, or I, on behalf of we, have made an agreement to weed ourselves out of contention and suspicion as to send the investigation in the correct direction." As he looks at the rest of the guys, and he looks back at you. It seems you can roll an insight as to what his facial expression is trying to convey to you, Clinkin. Oh yeah, you got it. You can tell that you just revealing everything, just putting all the cards on the table, may have gone against what he was trying to do. But it seems as though he is trying to recover.
Okay, I give him like the expression, my bad face.
But he goes, "So he is offering for us to have a chance to weed ourselves out of suspicion. However, these people are aware of our skills and will not be so easily tricked if something chaotic were to happen in this moment." As he sort of is hinting chaos, control, sort of thing. And they seem to understand. You both can roll an insight if you are looking at the rest of the group to see if anything untoward has happened so far with any of them.
Nothing.
Calypse, definitely not. Calypse is picking her teeth.
She's bored, so she's like...
biting her nail, whatever vice she has
she's
in
like
that way.
fixing her nails, listening.
Yeah. However, Clankin, you do notice that two of them appear to be less enthusiastic about this course of action, but are attempting to hide it.
Okay. Which two are those?
You're not sure their names, but one appears to be a female, and the other appears to be a slightly taller male than the rest of them. But they are all wearing hoods,
Mhm.
so it was
Where
hard
they-
for you to pick up on this, but their body language is what's giving you this.
Where are they seating, for instance?
Okay, so to make this a little easier, perhaps I should create a new thing and just bring everybody there and draw this out. Just that way I can use my death road and I can keep your your fortress drawing there as well.
Come on,
Mhm.
just get my death road. You get a random dragon to appear.
Dragons exist in this universe, but they're not entirely they're similar but not entirely the same as D&D dragons. Cuz the colorations don't determine what they breathe. They all breathe fire apparently.
Yeah, like old ass dragons, like all of them just breathe fire because that like, hey, it's fire, it's dragons, cool.
But there are different colors. And they have different rarities determined by their colors.
I think it was like a golden dragon or something that they like mentioned like in the Witcher show or something. Like
Yeah,
season
that
one.
was one that showed up in the show, and they are supposedly the rarest.
Mhm.
Because most of the dragons, just like in folklore, the reason dragons are rare is because they were hunted into extinction. Well, they're dangerous, so they had good reason to hunt them into near extinction. But druids and whatnot are not happy about it, but they didn't get to control that. So it's just like in the show where that weird creature showed up that didn't seem very harmful, and that knight goes and hacks it to pieces. It's kind of like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was going to draw the circle. Just so that way I can move the tokens around and you can still keep track of where everybody is. So that way they can walk around the room freely without me having to keep them in the same position, so that way you know who they are. Okay. So I will make a circle. Yeah, that'll work. This is the fire pit.
Nice.
And if you want, sure. I
I'll eat
will.
them in the fire.
Yeah, just eat all of them in the fire. You have solved the murder by yeeting all
everyone.
suspects into the fire. I mean, that's one way to make sure you get them. Just eat everyone into fire. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get each of them to put their hoods down so that way you can see their faces. So that way I can put a face in each of the positions, and that will make it 10,000 times easier to tell what's going on. Because I would have just kept their hoods up so that way it was like, ooh, they're mysterious, but it'll just make it easier if I reveal their faces. So, sure. None of these pictures are really appropriate for what I'm looking for. But nah, fuck it. Okay. Nope. That's not gonna work actually. Okay, it's harder to find the thing that I'm looking for than I thought it was. This'll work. It's just so hard to find appropriate pictures when you have unique ideas. It's just so hard. The plight of a...
Yeah, the struggle for DM. Here, players come up with 50,000 things that aren't really what you planned for, so now we have to come up with shit.
Okay. Whoops, I just
And
drew
some
on
more.
that dude's face. That's fine, I guess. So yes, this man is an elf. Oh yeah,
Figured.
I forgot. My delete key is broken.
That's annoying.
Yeah, there
Go
was a
backspace.
game that I was playing that the delete key was necessary to progress in the game because it's part of the tutorial, and I couldn't progress in the game, so I had to stop playing the game. That was how I found out that it was broken.
What games use delete?
It's actually, Geo, you remember that game Deathloop? I think it's called.
It's muted, Geo. We can't hear you.
Remember that game that I told you was broken and I was trying to find a way to fix it? Yeah. Well, apparently that needs the delete key because you need to...
I honestly don't recall ever using the delete key, seriously. I never ever used the delete key.
You have to use the delete key in order to delete things in your inventory. And it's part of the tutorial. So...
Okay, I never used the delete key. Apparently I used a different key, because having customization, apparently.
I don't know. It came up on my screen that I had to use the delete key, and I pressed it and it wouldn't work. And I tried to rebind the delete key and it didn't work still somehow. So I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Oh, you need a new keyboard, that's for sure.
It's a laptop, so I probably have to send the whole laptop in and get the...
I keep forgetting you still have a laptop that's just a bloody tower.
Yeah, I have a laptop.
What's the problem with that, man? Some people just don't have space for one.
The reason I have a laptop is because I need to move it around.
Yeah, you need to move it around. So. Yeah, it's better for it to have a laptop.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Like,
Still,
do you want to carry around your
Power.
tower every room you go into?
Yeah, that would be fun.
If
Or
I
be a
have-
hefty workout, but
that, I will say this: if I have to have a good quality game, I will.
Well, I just put it on slightly lower settings, and it usually plays fine.
Gio is like that guy that's like toxic against laptops.
He's that guy who's toxic against low fidelity graphics.
Like, some people are not that picky of it, you know. Some people are just like, okay, they want to enjoy the game, and like, if it doesn't look like a 4K game, and fuck, you can see every little
Instead
detail.
of
then-
10,000 blades of grass, I might have 5 in a cluster, and it looks weird, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yes. The place that it should be an entire grass field. There's just one patch of grass.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works. I don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you, man.
Like, fair. My brother have a desktop, but he doesn't have the most powerful in the world.
Look, as long as you don't start smelling French fries or fries in general, you should be good.
Well, if I was running it on a potato, I might smell French fries.
Yeah.
If that was the
That's what I-
joke.
That's what I'm referring to.
If that was
yeah,
the
if you're
joke.
playing on potato. Like, my brother's running a 1050 Ti and like a Ryzen, one of the new processors. And like
Look.
16 gigs of RAM.
A 1050 I can excuse. You at least have a graphics card that can run shit.
Yeah, some laptops have actually that too, you know.
I don't know
No,
what
not
my
a
graphics.
full-fledged
I
one.
don't remember what my graphics card is, but I got
It's
this
a
a few
graphics
years
card.
ago.
Yeah. Probably one of the older GTX ones, if it's like one of the more higher end laptops.
Well, I paid $1,000 for it, so.
Yeah, it's like a normal gaming laptop, so probably like a 1060 or something.
Let me ask, do you have an HP laptop?
HP? No, I have an Acer.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
if you had an HP, yeah, I could understand why you have a problem. Cause the words HP stands for heat problems. Cause those kind of laptops always have heat problems, no matter the
technically it's
fuck
Hewlett
what.
Packard, but technically it's Hewlett Packard, but
It's technically that, but yeah, they just have heat problems.
my laptop is HP though. I don't want to. I doesn't have heat problem.
Let me tell you this: the laptop I had from HP once, first of all, burned through its own Wi-Fi transmitter, says receiver.
Nice.
Then it burned through its own fan. Like literally, its cooling vent. The cooling vent said like, "Yes, I'm too hot. I'm gonna die." I'm like, you what? And then lastly, it burned through its entire keyboard. Like, all of a sudden I'm just working on it. Why is nothing coming out of it?
Mine hasn't burned through anything, I think, but it has like a small bend like over one of the USB ports. Like you're gonna be and almost see the components inside.
Jesus. But let me ask this: is it cold in your room all the time? Then
Not
then
always.
yeah. If it's cold, if it's chilly enough, then yeah, it's like yes, I have a cold environment where to work in. I'm not in a normal the room temperature place. Otherwise I will. If I'm not below 15 degrees Celsius in a
Like
room,
depending
I
on the
will
weather
die.
outside, it can be free. It can be cold in my room, but like it usually goes like about average.
Yeah, because eight. We're. I'm just gonna say it. HP is just a bad model of laptops. For like office supplies and all that standard shit, okay, but for someone that really wants to do things with it, no.
Okay. So this is the guy that you brought in.
I was about to say, so either way, we're getting all the way off topic.
Yeah, I haven't gotten all the pictures yet, so it's fine.
Yeah, and I'm writing down questions, so it's fine.
Oh, this one's cool. One, two, three, four. This one's cool. He's got a little owl on his finger. It's a cute little owl. I love this picture and I want to use it for something else. I want to send it to you guys, but here. Here, I'll send it to you guys. Can I not put this in the thing? No, it's not going to let me do it that way. Oh, that's a shame. I love
Hell
that.
yeah. Hell yeah. That's the main boss in my game now.
That
Is
is.
a 2000 health old grandma.
I love that one. And it's just labeled character portrait on Google.
Ba, 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 ba.
Well, technically, it's called Old Woman Ideas Character Portraits Fantasy Characters D&D Characters. That's what it's called.
Absolutely brilliant, Matt.
We'll go with this. Whoops. 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 Whoops.
Whoopsie, whoopsie flops.
Okay. So if you have any questions about who whispered what when, or said what when, I will tell you.
So where are we at?
You guys are at the entrance, which is over here. Well, technically you were closer to the conversation. So you're standing next to the guy that you trusted most because you mind controlled him. So this guy. The guy with the book.
Okay. And who did I find sus?
Okay, so let me see here. So the two that reacted poorly, is that what you're trying to
Yeah.
get at there? Okay. This lady and the elf.
Okay.
When you walked into the room, this guy was the most defensive. He was like the guy who was ready to kill you guys as you walked in. And these other people, they're the two who were whispering that you got that interesting information from. This guy here was actually standing over here at that point, and he was whispering with this guy. This guy was the one who said it's highly not likely that any of them did anything, and this guy is like, well, maybe we did. I don't know. And then he walked over here.
Okay.
But yeah, this guy is obviously an elf. And the fact that he's working with human mage schools is strange, but not unheard of. And also the fact that there are male people here on behalf of a almost all female school is also not unheard of, but strange.
Alrighty.
So, if you guys want to move your... I will let Geo tentatively control the dwarf in this situation. So I'll drag... Let's see if I can even find it.
Yeah, I can't play character of that unless you want me to go ham on their ass.
I don't want you to do anything. How about that?
Just do nothing.
Okay, kick. Okay, I'll kick. Okay, I stop breathing.
That's right.
Quit.
Good.
Dane dies from lack of oxygen.
Okay, I stop breathing. Dwarf slowly turning blue.
Okay, I will tentatively allow you to be edited and controlled by Geo. I will remove it as soon as you are showing that you cannot earn it anymore. If you start moving him into the fire, those sorts of things.
Oh yes, the nice fire. Yes, it seems very, very comfortable. Yes, it no.
So, the room is available to you. They are ready for your interrogations. If you wish to separate them, you can. If you wish to do something else, you can.
Well, separating them wouldn't be pretty good because then I can just magic me while they are not seeing it.
I'm just saying, whatever it is you want to do, you can start doing that now. They are ready for your stuff. Whatever it is that you plan on doing.
All right, I'm gonna go from here to down here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, so go up here.
Alright. Lady number 1. She does have a staff with a little gem inside of it, and it looks kind of dragon-like, the head of it, but other than that, nothing off or strange.
Alright, just don't resist, would you?
She just glares at you.
Okay. I cast second level suggestion.
Okay. What do you suggest?
Answer our questions truthfully until we are satisfied.
Okay. She blinks a couple of times.
Okay. Did you have any involvement in the murder of the bride?
No.
Did you have any relationship with the bride?
Other than interviewing her once or twice? No.
When was the last personal contact with the bride, and what were you doing?
Well, it was a couple of days ago, 2, 3? And she looks for confirmation from this guy, and he nods. It was 3 days ago. And she nods and goes, we were there collectively to see if she was still interested, which she was, but she said she needed to wait a few days longer for the wedding ceremony to happen.
Okay.
Oh, this is already always wrong. Because they can, well, help one another make a coherent story. Cool.
I love how after that he was just like, oh yeah, I'm not there. It's just
Okay.
this weird bird appears in the tomb, and you thought it spoke for a second, but nah.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you
Also-
have any?
I just wanted to
Yeah.
ask, like, what is Calypse doing during this? And what is Dane doing during this?
I have no idea what Dane's doing.
Thinking about roasting a boar on this huge fire. Because it is pretty big. Because the scaling there is correct. So that is a pretty big fire.
Mm-hmm. All right. Did you have any involvement of the summoning of the Noon Wraith?
No. Well, other than, like, trying to figure out where it is, like where it's going to show up.
And was that after the bride was murdered?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Right. Do you agree with the murder of the bride to be able to study the Noon Wraith?
That is a complex question. Do I agree that it was correct to murder her in order to study a Noon Wraith? Or
Are you looking forward to it?
to studying the Noon Wraith? Yes.
Yeah. But you do not agree that murdering an innocent was necessary, or
I
how do
would
you feel about that?
wish if the situation would arise in a means that weren't brought about by those who wish to study it, more that it was incidental that someone was murdered and, you know. As in, she's trying to say, she doesn't want, like, scientists, quote unquote, murdering people just to study the thing, but if it
Mhm.
happened to have happened, then yes, they want to study it.
All right. Sure. Yeah, that's good enough for me.
Okay.
And I will also like to, for the next guy, I'll rephrase the last question to, make more sense.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. She just. Her character just wasn't sure what you meant by happy that the person was murdered.
Hmm. Okay. I end the suggestion.
Okay.
And go to the other guy.
Okay, I just want to be clear on something. One day you were saying that you don't know if somebody is suggested or not. I just want to be clear on that.
Let me look at it.
Okay. Because it might actually matter in the situation where you're casting it over and over again. And especially where you're wording what you're telling them to do in such a way where they don't actually have to make a physical action, it is all in their mind. Because you didn't tell her to, like, lift your arm up as you're talking. like, so there's no physical thing that you could be like, oh, she didn't lift her arm up, therefore.
Yeah.
So, it would be good just to double check that, because I do remember somebody saying that in a different thing. I just don't remember where I heard that.
I mean, okay. What are you trying to get out here? I don't get it.
Just roll up the thing. Just roll up the thing. Roll up the thing for a suggestion.
That's not it.
There
it is.
Okay, creatures that can't be charmed are immune. Suggestion must be worded, blah blah blah. You can't ask a creature to kill itself. On a failed save, it pursues the course of action you described to the best of its ability. Can continue for the entire duration. If the suggested activity can be completed in shorter amount of time, blah blah blah. You can also specify conditions that will trigger blah blah blah. Yeah, it doesn't say that. So it doesn't say. But I would I would say that you would be aware if the spell worked, like, in
Okay.
order to be able to end it and stuff like that. So for my ruling, I don't know where I heard the other thing, because I thought I heard you guys talking about it, but I might be mistaken. Anyway, for my ruling, I'm gonna say that you would know that your spell has taken effect. Okay. So, yeah, your spell took effect on the lady. So I again ask, what is Calypse doing? Is Dane doing anything from Geo's perspective? Is Calypse doing anything?
I don't know what I can do.
Well, you're in a
Oh my
room
God.
with people, suspects.
Yeah, I don't know what you ask.
I'm asking if you're doing anything.
Yeah, she's doing one thing. Breathing.
I'm just asking if you're doing anything other than just standing there, doing nothing. I'm not asking if you ask somebody something. I'm just asking if you do anything.
Nothing specific, no. Just mostly now listens to their answers. That's basically what she's doing.
Okay. Geo, any ideas? I know you were told to not do anything, but Dane is not controlled by Yumba.
I wouldn't want to ruin Preben's character, so I guess I'll just be there and be like, oh, this is boring. Might as well go back to the tavern and have a drink or something.
Okay. Fine. So he's bored. Fine.
I
Okay.
guess as much.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is an elf, right?
Yep. He is an elf.
He has advantage against being sharped.
He does if he chooses to
Uh-huh.
resist.
That's true. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Alright. So do you cast the spell again?
Right? I'll say to him, alright, here we go. I do it.
You do it. Do it. You do it. Okay. What do you tell him? Just the same
Same
thing
thing.
that you told the other.
Yep.
Okay. So same wording, everything. Okay. Okay. For some reason, you feel that the spell has not taken effect.
Oh.
You're not sure what the reason is, but you know that the spell hasn't taken effect. So it could be anything.
In that case, it seems my chaos didn't work on you.
He shrugs.
That is weird. Well, I'll get back to you later.
I'll be back!
Okay. I haven't had a long rest, right?
At some point in the campaign, yeah.
But, I mean, since I entered this town,
No.
no. So I'm running low on spell slots, is the thing. However, I can go in between these two guys and upcast suggestion.
You
For
can.
Bordeaux.
And it will
Good.
last 8 hours, so your suggestion does apply to both of them as long as you target both of them.
Yep.
So, great.
I'm just gonna do both of you at once.
Yeah, and then you'll just not dismiss it until you're done with both. That's fine. It'll work. That's how these spells work.
Okay. Do they both accept it?
Alright. Your spell has taken effect on both of them.
Okay. I'll answer this one first.
Okay.
They are the same questions, but do you need me to repeat them?
Just give me which questions you're going with in what order. So just basically just be like the basic rundown. Oh, okay. I will just
Yep.
look at that then. Okay.
Yep.
Um.
And the last one to make more sense for them, I guess.
Okay.
Playing on the innocent card, I suppose.
Okay. So instead of do you agree with the murder, do you agree with the study of the Noonwraith, even though it involved a murder, perhaps?
Something along those lines. Yep.
Okay, yeah. I know how they would answer for... If that question was fine, then I know how they would answer. So it's all good.
Okay.
Okay. So, did you have any involvement with the murder? No. What relationship did you have with her? We came to interview her for the prospect of having her join a mage school. We do not only need those who are capable of wielding chaos, but those who understand its properties, how it can be used. Next question. Last time you had contact? Approximately 3 days ago, when we met to see if she would want to accompany us back, and she said to wait for the marriage ceremony. Did you have any involvement with the summoning of it? Other than trying to determine a location best suited for its appearance, which I'm not so sure we have found, but we've narrowed it down to a place where we would like to start. For the last one, I don't like the fact that our potential recruit was murdered. However, this is an opportunity that cannot be passed. Noonwraiths are very rare, and therefore the study of them is very lacking. This opportunity cannot be passed despite the circumstances.
Okay. Next guy.
Alright. He has a little owl on his shoulder. Very, very tiny. Looks like a baby.
Oh, pick me owl.
Little baby. It's just a little fluff ball. You can roll an Arcana to determine, or Nature to determine what this thing is.
Okay. Familiar, maybe?
Yes. You got it correct. This is a magically summoned being. But it looks like an owl. And therefore, some people use them in different ways than they do normally in D&D. Yumba, since you're aware of the show, you know the guy who has owls and he like talks to them and he like sends them places and people talk to them? It's basically that. So they can be used for that purpose.
Like message pigeons or something.
Basically. And they can be communicated with. They do have personalities. So that way, when they go places and they are intending to communicate with somebody, they can communicate with that person.
Well, there was an owl that turn into a person in the show.
That's true too. But this is more of a magically created being.
Hmm.
So, therefore, you know what that is. And it's not going to interfere with your spell. Unless commanded to, and that would be pretty obvious.
Yep.
So, he seems to be under the effect of the spell. The little owl just sort of rustles in its feathers as you begin to ask your questions. Did you have any involvement? No. Relationship? Just as a potential recruit. Nothing else. Last personal contact 3 days ago with the rest of us, seeing if she would actually come with us. But she would not. He seems slightly annoyed with having to repeat what everybody else has said, just simply because he knows that everybody else has said it. And it doesn't actually throw suspicion off of him. It seems. Involvement with the summoning? No, we are trying to determine where it is going to appear. We are not attempting to summon it. In the last part, people die. It's just the reality. But the attempt to stop such monsters from being created, figure out their source, if they can be neutralized simply and without much effort, this is a worthwhile study. That's what you get from him.
Well, thanks for your answers. Going to Saskai number 2.
Alright. That is an older lady, so just so you're aware.
Okay.
You just didn't know that they were not male until they revealed themselves, so that's fine. It's all good.
Does she resist the spell?
So you cast the spell.
Yep.
Okay. The spell takes effect.
Alright. I repeat the questions.
Did you have any involvement with the murder of the bride? She pauses heavily, but the magic influences her to answer. You can tell, though, that she is resisting in this moment. She goes, yes. Do you continue to ask the other questions?
What was your involvement?
Okay. I simply
Have
was
you interrogated by now half of them?
Oh,
What?
Three of them or 2 of them?
3 of them.
Okay.
All of which Clankin corroborates that the spell worked on them and they denied their involvement. However, this lady, let me just say, she rolled terribly. And she did have advantage because you guys weren't watching the other people closely, so they did cast a spell on themselves while you weren't looking. But she had advantage. The highest she rolled was a total of 9. So
Yikes.
yeah, she is being forced to answer. So what was her involvement? She goes, I was aware that the murder was going to take place and did nothing to stop it.
How are you aware?
I was confided in, perhaps accidentally, by someone with a heavy conscience. You can tell that she is desperately trying to dance around the magic that has a grip on her. She
Can
is
you be
answering
more-
truthfully.
Can you be more specific?
I can, but will I?
Yes, you will.
Okay. You can tell that she is answering truthfully. She answered your question. Can she be more specific? Yes, she can, but she won't unless you force her.
Fair. Fair points.
You can see that this guy is the guy that you brought here. You can tell that he is an honest actor, and he knew that he was magically controlled, and he's just a guy who wants to know what's happening at this point. Um, and he's just like heavily intrigued on what's happening here. However, she will dance around your questions all day long. As long as you give her
That's fine.
just that much wiggle room to get out of it, she will
Then
use
I'll
it.
be as direct as possible.
Yep. Can you be more specific? Yes, I can. That's the best.
Yeah, do go on.
You see, I'm just thinking of how if my character was had these spells cast on them, how they would get out of it. This is how.
I mean,
This is how.
Technically, I'm not stopping you from running away,
She can run away.
but that would make you the prime suspect.
It
So-
would, which is why she is desperately trying to get out of this saving face. So, you have to ask the questions you want answered directly.
Okay. What did she say last?
So she said, other than the fact that she can be more specific.
Yeah.
She said that someone confided in her.
There we go.
Yeah, someone confided in her. So she knew that the murder was going to take place and didn't go like, you can't do that.
Mhm.
Or tell the guard or anything. She just sort of sat on the sidelines and did nothing.
Yeah, because if she starts running away now, she is like a accomplice to the murder. And
Yeah, we know you.
I saw like, can you be more specific? I was like, you gave her an out, you fool.
Yes,
Well,
but she's
I
still
can
under the
answer us-
effect.
I
So
answer as many questions as I want in 48
Yes.
hours.
yeah,
That is true.
Yes.
until
doesn't
you are
matter.
satisfied. So if you are not satisfied for 8 hours, then yes.
That's right.
Just
Then you
ask her,
cast it again.
just ask her point blank. Be more specific. She can't be not specific then anymore.
Yes, she can.
Okay, tell us.
Because she can
who-
pretend, she can feign ignorance. About
Mm.
what? She can answer.
Who is this someone?
You can tell she is heavily resisting the magic. And as she is about to answer, I need everyone.
Got him.
I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw.
I'm good at those.
Oh, yeah.
20.
12.
Well, he's a barbarian. He has danger
18.
sense.
He
So
can
see
18. Because he can see
Ooh.
the brazier, which is what's being the source of the dex save.
I'm on fire today. Goddamn.
All right. So everyone who is on this side, so I need to give me
Yeah,
my
who was-
ruler here.
Who was the woman again we're questioning?
This lady
This
right
one.
here.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, this guy needs to make one. Yeah, he needs to make one. But these two have advantage because they're on the sides.
Bah.
However, everybody else is just sort of hanging out in front of the brazier here.
Is that a fireball?
No, he is
No.
flipping the the brazier
Magic is
over.
illegal in the Witcher
Oh.
universe.
You mean this guy?
Yeah, this guy.
Oh, fuck.
That's
Dude,
why
you're
he
That's how you even
he-
come
Uh,
to-
he
Did he cast
literally
a spell?
no he's
Okay.
flipping the brazier over.
Yeah.
Blazier, the thing that holds the fire.
It was the
Oh.
sussy boys. I told you guys.
Damn it! I don't have hold person.
No,
Yeah,
he
so
might.
he's
Hold on, guys. He might just be a distraction. You never know.
he is literally doing the thing where if you're losing in chess, you just flip the board. This is what he is doing right now. So he
You
is
never
flipping.
know.
Notice
You
how
never
I
know,
chose a
guys.
picture of a very muscular looking elf? I
Mhm.
chose that on purpose. This man is stronger than the other people here. Yeah, he is strong enough to lift this. How far across? 15-foot across brazier made of metal. So he, as you guys were intensely focused on her, waiting for her answer, he just grabbed the other side of the brazier and just flipped it over. Yeah, so these two need to make dex saves at advantage because they are at the side. They're just
I got
barely
the
in the range.
switch.
What?
I got the switch, so I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, they're not great. They're not great at saves. However, okay, so this guy and his owl, they just fly to the other side of the room because he rolled a total of 19 on his dex save. And the other guy, he got a total of 17. They had really low dex too. So I expected one of them to fail, but they did not. Yeah, he just rolls out of the way. However, this elderly lady, she's right in the front of this.
Yikes.
However, she rolled a total of 20.
Damn.
So she sort of just manages to get over here. So here's what the battlefield looks like now. I'm going to move the circle if it'll let me. It's not going to easily let me, so I'm going to have to move some people out of the way. Nope. Move some people out of the way.
I have one third level spell left. I can do this. Easy. How
Okay,
about you,
move
Olaf?
some people out of the way.
What about you with easy?
I have one third level spells left.
I have 2.
Two
I
spells.
actually have all mine. I actually have all my spells. I haven't used any.
Yeah, I have one spell left. So
Okay, everyone
easy
is.
fights.
Everyone managed to dodge this. So
I have 10 because I haven't used a slot.
Huh.
I think he's one healing spell, so I have 9.
So, would you consider this an hostile action?
What, flipping a brazier over to try to burn you alive?
Yeah.
Kind of.
All right. So I guess it's initiative time then.
For some reason,
Well,
this circle is
course.
not locking into place, but that's fine. I don't care. So the brazier is now upside down. So you see like the legs on the bottom, and it's just like a upside down bowl. So that's just an obstacle now.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the room.
Okay, so who's the one that seems most to be the bad guys? There's this guy and this guy?
This guy and this lady.
Oh, that lady, okay.
Yeah,
Yup.
although this guy didn't really care about attempting to burn alive that lady, so take that for what you will.
She's evidence, right? So,
I'm
We
just
need to
saying that she could potentially help you, and you might not need to murder her, but it's up to you guys. If you, it's you guys. You murdered a peasant, or a noblewoman, I should say, for allies,
No.
I guess.
I didn't do that. I'm a new character.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, so Dane is on the other side of the brazier from you. So is... By the way, if you guys would have failed, you would have been under the brazier in fire.
Yikes.
So that wouldn't have been a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do need turn orders. I will roll for Dane. So hopefully I have his token selected. Yes, I did it correctly.
I can play him if Geo doesn't come.
Okay. Olaf?
He's a barbarian, so it's pretty simple. So, what about me? Oh, initiative, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
one more.
me X's.
Jesus Christ. There's a 7.
Okay.
Good rolls.
Insanely good rolls, man.
So for this guy, I'm gonna use him as your allied turn. What did he roll again? Oh, he rolled fantastic.
Nice.
However, they might not do what you wanted. So just saying.
Well, I can only talk to them on my turn, so I don't know.
That's fair. Yeah, this guy is actually not who he appears to be, so he had better stats, but he rolled super crap. He is super crap. Super crap. He got a total of 5. So that's fun.
Well, you go before me.
Okay, so it is now initiative. So.
Okay, so I guess the plan is to knock out the ones that seems guilty.
Okay.
Maybe.
I can kill them too if I need to.
Here's what happens on their turn. This guy yells out, just don't do anything, as he's looking at everybody. And this guy goes, but he's a murderer. And this guy goes, I know, but the Wraith. And that's their turn. These these two just sort of stand there and are like, what do we do? What do we do? And this lady, she is. You can tell that she is shifting towards trying to get to the exit, but is not doing anything yet. However, this guy is not acting yet, so it's not his turn.
Yeah.
So, they just stand there. I told you they weren't going to do what you might have wanted them to do.
I guess they'll have to see more evidence then when he throws a fireball on us.
I'll just counterspell it.
You can actually roll to see why he's saying don't actually try to interact with this guy or anything. You can try to roll that, like an insight on him or whatever.
Sure.
When it's your turn. So it is...
Never mind. It's not my turn, right?
It's not your turn. I will be
Okay,
generous
good.
and wipe that natural one from my mind. Okay. Calypse, it is your turn.
Okay. So what did the guy before me do? Just nothing?
Yeah, this guy here, the guy with the book, the big book in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
He yelled for everybody to not do anything because of the wraith? Question mark?
Or they want to trust the brazier. Is he like heading out? Like
This guy,
ditching?
he looks like he intends to do something hostile? Question mark? You're just not sure what. So maybe
Can I
he
try
would
to
be like,
figure out what?
so you can roll an insight on him, but you can only choose one person to roll insight on. So do you want to roll insight on this guy to see why he's telling everyone to stop?
Yeah.
Or do you want to roll insight on this guy to see what he's going to do?
Actually, I'm gonna do this guy.
Okay.
That's 1, 2.
Let me just say that
I
you
wish I
weren't
was halfling.
let's just say that you didn't expect him to throw the brazier at you, so you were taken off guard by the whole situation. You're not able to figure out what he's going to do next, because you didn't expect this at all. So that's the results of your attempting to figure that out. Because you can do one knowledge check for free, and that's what that counted as. So if you want to roll to see something else, you'll have to use one of your other resources in order to do that, like an action.
I'll lose the spell if I'm like ready to cast counterspell, right?
If you're ready to cast counterspell, the way I rule it is if you choose to skip your next turn, you can still hold it. So basically, if you...
I'll attempt to like hold an action in case this guy casts a spell, I'm gonna counter it.
But,
Okay.
Wait.
But
Why would you ready on counterspell? It's a reaction.
as a reaction, it's true. I'll just pop it away if it happens then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for. But what I was going to say is, if you hold a spell and you choose to skip your next turn, as in no movement, no bonus action, nothing, you can keep the spell held and it won't go away. But if you want to do something else with your next turn, then it goes away.
Like, I don't immediately want to do something hostile, but like, it's like we're kind of like trying to get these people right, like not to, like interrogate them. If this is an accurate side strat, I can't slow everyone.
You could. But do you want to?
That's the thing.
I mean, we only need to slow 2 of the people, right?
Yeah, that would just be in the cube. So I'll slow the ones that seems. So this chick and this dude.
The sussy imposters, yes.
The sussy imposters. I'll just cast slow on the sussy imposters.
Suddenly, this lady just approaches you and her mouth opens up and a tongue comes out and hits you.
There comes a gun and you're shooting her.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was getting at. Yep.
Yeah. I got slow on these two then, since those are the ones that seem ready to ditch.
Okay, that's fine. That is a very, very intelligent course of action. Slow is always
So
useful, and haste is always useful. Doesn't matter what
so
happens.
wisdom save for those two, DC 16.
Okay. They are intellectual, but not necessarily wise.
Hmm.
So their bonuses are not super high. Lucky for you. So the old lady rolls a 10 total. And elf boy, is this counted as a charm? Just to I
No,
doubt it is, but
No.
just to double check.
it's just a slow effect.
Okay. I was just double checking because I mean when a character has an ability, you got to try to use it even if you doubt that it would affect the situation. So he's got a 16.
Ooh.
Okay, so he makes it.
All right, so
Do
the old you made an old lady slow.
Do you
not
have
all.
silvery barbs?
Did I pick that spell?
I mean, it's so good.
It is a good spell, but it's not on my list, so I didn't pick it.
Oh my god. You have inspirations, right?
Yeah, but that won't help him re-roll. I can't. Well, I can use my cutting words. I can do that.
Oh,
Thing.
I'll do it.
The creature roll an attack. If the creature rolls the die, blah blah blah.
So it's an attack or saving throw, is it?
Yeah, I think that's how it specifies. I can just post it, see if you guys are getting more. That's what bonus action do.
Bonus action? Yeah, you have a bonus action.
Yeah, that's my bardic inspiration. Let me check cutting words real quick. There it is. Attack or ability check.
So not saving throw.
Not as far as I can read, at least.
No, not a saving
And
throw.
then
No.
then it doesn't work.
All right.
Okay. That's what I do.
All right. You made a really slow old lady.
Yeah, she's now a slower old lady.
She walks around with a cane like that other guy that you encountered in the house. And now she's just like can't even move. But anyway, you've done a thing. You at least tried, which is better than not trying. So you did a thing.
Mhm.
Would you like to do anything else? You do still have a bonus action.
I'll just inspire Mr. Clankin, just in case.
'Kay.
So he has a
Clankin.
D8. She has a D8.
She winks at
She
you
winks.
and yeah, she winks at you and you feel
She said,
something rise within your chest and not in your trousers, oddly enough.
Yeah,
I feel something weird.
it's weird. What is this? Witchcraft.
You do feel although you do feel that it is chaos oriented, so it's not something natural that's happening to you. And
Okay.
you do feel the sensation that you can control when it outputs. So, that's good.
Okay.
In other words, you can choose when to use your bardic inspiration.
I know how it works.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that your character doesn't know what this is, but you do know those things about it.
Yep. Alright. Give us a fireball.
Give me some of the counters.
It is his turn. So, he doesn't do what you expect. Okay, so just to make the room, so that way you guys know, because you guys did see this, there is other rooms to this place, it's just that you just went into the first room. Okay. And there is a hallway there. There is a small alcove here, which appears to be collapsed. There is another hall this way. And this is the staircase that you guys came down to enter this place. So, he is going.
To run away.
Correct.
Sussy.
He already flipped the thing to try to kill you, so I think it's like when the imposter in Among Us has already admitted that they're the imposter accidentally. He is now just going to do his best to not lose the game right away. So yeah, he's in this hallway now.
Okay.
So it's Dane's turn.
I don't have control over him.
GOS.
Leo isn't there.
That's true.
I will revoke control from Geo.
Just give control to everyone.
No.
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 I will revoke control from Geo and give it to Yumba. It is now saved. Do you have control?
Hold up.
Do you have chaos control?
Yes.
Are you Shadow the Hedgehog?
I wish.
Well, I mean, he can stop time, so yeah, if you were him, that would be useful right now.
It's true. Okay. What does this guy get at level 6? Because sometimes barbarians get the advantage on initiative.
Level 7.
Oh, okay. In that case, I guess he would start running after him.
Perfect.
Yep.
So technically, he was like here. Yeah, he was there. So he is an additional 25 feet that way.
Okay. He has 35 feet, so 70 feet movement.
Yeah, he's a barbarian, so he actually does have higher than normal normal humanoid movement.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for like when somebody chooses to be like a centaur monk or something, and then they just fly off of the universe or something.
He is 20 feet behind him.
Okay. And just so you know, there are monks that if they have enough ki, they can move faster than a car on the highway.
Yeah. There is also a level 2 build that moves 240 feet. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, monks can move faster than a car on the highway, given that they choose the correct things.
Speed.
Because I think Step of the Wind gives you like an extra movement,
Yep.
basically. So
As a bonus action.
Yeah. And then if you use your action, like, you can just literally fly off the planet. you obtained escape velocity. Wow! His face! Yeah, so... I think I had a monk move a mile in, like, 3 turns before, so...
Which level?
I think that was like 10. Level 10.
Oh, I can do better.
Well, I think I was a Goliath when I did that. Either way,
Alright.
so Dane has moved.
Yep. He's going. Hey, what are you guys doing? He's getting away, and this one is planning to get away. Points at the old lady.
She like he's.
Yeah, at this point, she has sensed that her movement has been affected somehow. So you have a feeling that she's not going anywhere anymore. At least until this effect ends on her, or until she comes up with a different idea.
Yeah, so do they respond?
Yes, he can respond. He goes, "The Wraith. It might not show up if we catch him."
Why? What's he have to do with it?
You can either roll a history or an insight right now. Because technically you have been told the reason for this.
Wait, do I have?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, he definitely thinks that
Oh
by
yeah, because he killed her, right? And
if you get
the
revenge.
Wraith is hunting her. Wraith is hunting him, right?
So if you solve its worldly troubles, a
won't
ghost
show
may
up.
not appear.
Right. Okay, I retract that and say, at least we can subdue him.
That might cause it to not show up as well. If he's
Why?
captured.
Does this guy have plot armor or what?
What is this plot armor you speak of?
I really did novels. The character
I
just
think
won't
I heard
die.
some of that. It was like some novel with some guy that like never died or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that. I think his name was Goku or something.
Oh, there's always novels where people don't die. It's not necessarily plot armor.
Okay.
They just didn't die before the end of the novel. So he has told you his reasoning. At this point, you have used your talk action for the turn.
Yeah.
Which is a free
However-
action, but you can't just talk infinitely.
However, that means the Wraith is gonna kill this guy and her, right?
You don't know. And I'm saying that you can't say any more on your turn because you have talked for over 6 seconds.
Okay.
But you can do other things on your turn.
I would like to rope this person.
Okay. You
So,
have
bind them?
succeeded. She does try to resist, but her movements are so slow that you're just like, nah. You're tied up. Don't worry about it.
Alright. That's what I do. And
And
Dane
that's
didn't hear any of this, so he's going.
Yep. Yeah, Dane didn't hear that. So if you wish to stop him, that is
Fuck
an
no.
entirely different story. But let me just say that there are things here, because you guys don't know what this place is. So, you do tie her up.
Mm-hmm.
So while you guys might not want to interfere with Dane, see here. So how far away from this position is he?
20 feet.
20 feet this way?
Yep.
Yeah, that's more than close enough. He just goes over here. And he goes, I command you, come back. I need you to, because he is targeting Dane.
Oh,
I need you to roll for Dane.
which save?
Wisdom.
He's not very wise.
I know.
Yikes.
6. You see Dane start to walk back.
Well, so much for that.
So, unless you guys choose to chase him, like you two, then we're out of initiative.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
He's get what he wants with his death from the weight or something like that.
Calypse, just checking.
Mm,
You're not chasing him? Or are you?
if the others stop chasing, I'll stop chasing.
Okay. Okay. If you would have gotten that slow, though, he would have reconsidered whether or not he would run, and a lot of that would have been different.
Mm-hmm.
Just luck of the draw, unfortunately.
Damn dice. They hate me today.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least the investigation was a success.
It was. However, so Dane has lost track of his quarry, and as much as his barbarian blood with it that runs through his veins wants to go chase him, he would rather have everybody else there to help him track.
Hmm.
So he decides to not go through with that. Because I don't think he is the best tracker. He is proficient in survival, but he would rather have somebody helping him track. So if you guys don't chase, then he will cool his blood and remain here until such a time as you guys are willing to chase him. But knowing Preben, he would voice his opposition to this course of action. He's getting away! Like, what?
Yeah, fair enough.
So this guy comes back, and he does not disagree with your course of action with this lady, but he does mention, simply because she neglected to stop him doesn't necessarily make her our enemy.
Well, I'm sure if I were to ask more questions, I would figure out more of why she had an involvement in this, and possibly her assisting, perhaps, in her death.
Is the spell still effective?
It is.
He shrugs. Alright, go ahead. Since you didn't get hurt,
That's
there
right.
was no reason for the spell to end. There's no, like, she didn't get hurt, you didn't get hurt, like, no reason for the spell to end, so yeah. None of the things that would normally end a spell happened, so.
Okay, what was the last thing she said?
Well, you asked her who did it, and as she was about to answer, the guy that she was probably going to indicate fled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was the last thing that happened. Because you were like, you need to be more specific. Tell us.
Mm-hmm. When did you start planning the murder of the bride?
She goes, "This is a question I am much more willing to answer. I had nothing to do with the plan. I simply knew about it and neglected to stop it."
How did you know about it? Did I answer that?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She
Okay.
does repeat herself though. Just
Yeah.
there was a lot that just happened, so Clankin just was like, "Yep, that memory escaped me." Okay.
Mhm.
She goes, "As I told you, he confided in me." As in,
Right.
he sort of just like told her about it.
What was his reasoning to murder the bride? To studying right?
As you ask that last part of the question, she nods.
Hmm.
In his opinion, we didn't need another understudy who could not control chaos, and therefore deemed it more worthy that, since she was willing to waste our time waiting for a marriage, we may as well use the opportunity.
Did you tell you how he did it?
Yes.
Tell us what he told you, how he did it.
Okay, there's no wiggle room there. Okay. What he told me was something very interesting. However, it's probably not what you think. Not finished my sentence. As she realizes that the magic is compelling her to continue the sentence. um, she goes, "A unique type of creature with a single fang. This was the instrument."
Do you know what that creature is? And if you do, tell us.
The single-fanged, deathly... I screwed up the word. Deadly viper. Its venom, while slow acting, is very, very potent. There is no known antidote.
Hmm.
Although some mages have claimed to have cured it, but they have no evidence.
And
Even a single drop has been known to cause beasts of immense size to keel over and at least be sick. I've heard rumors of even a griffin falling under this illness from a single drop.
and when did he inject her with said venom?
Well, he came before the rest of us, and did so approximately a day before we arrived. Well, the rest of us.
I see.
So they said they met with her 3 days ago. This is all lining up with everything else so far. So 4 days ago would have been the point of injection, which also lines up with something that Nushan discovered, which he did tell you.
And yes,
He's back.
Okay.
yes, Lucian did
Well,
tell that. Yes.
Yes.
is there something specific you want to know of the Numeric, or is this just to generally study it? To go
We all have
to
different
all of this?
motivations for studying it. However, mine is simply knowledge, which is why I did not stand in the man's way. Besides, the poison had already taken effect. As I said, no one knows the cure, and therefore nothing could have been done anyway. And this guy, over here, as soon as she says that, he says, "Well, we could have tried. We could have done anything." She just shakes her head and goes, "It was too late." So, seems as though she just thought that it was too late, so why tell everybody that he murdered her?
Alright. Well, seems I got everything I need. You guys got anything? Looks to the rest of the wizards.
We
Dane,
found the killer. We just have to capture him.
yes, Dane is just tapping his foot, waiting for the order to chase. Although it's not impossible to track him still. So he's impatient,
Oh.
but not like giving up on tracking him.
Well, there is no need because he's gonna be where the noon rate is. Right?
This guy here with the book, he just sort of shrugs. We are not sure that that's where he will be.
Or the noon rate is gonna come to him.
He laughs. Perhaps, but anyone it touches along its way will suffer for it. So basically, it's going to show up somewhere. This somewhere is already predetermined, but they don't know where that is. But wherever it shows up, it's going to try to get to him. And
Does
if
it go
people,
like
if people just sort of walk in its path, then it will hurt them, whether
does it go
intentionally or
like
not.
in a straight line or like move through walls, move around houses?
He goes, "It is a wraith, which is a specific type of apparition. They tend to have visual, like eyes. They need to see things. They can't just sense them.
Alright.
So basically, the wraith is gonna start looking places.
Right. So assuming we get people inside their house, they should be fine, right?
As long as it chooses not to search those houses. Correct. So in other words, if the wraith has some sort of reason to think that the killer might be hiding in a house, then it might go in the house and just start hurting people, whether intentionally or not. Because it can draw life from the air around it, he goes on to explain. So just being around it can be harmful.
Right. I'm gonna ask the lady again. Where has he been since the bride was killed?
Since her death or her may
Since her
as
death.
well predetermined death?
Let's start with her death.
So the moment she actually ceased breath.
Sure.
She nods. Well, that must have been not that many hours ago, and therefore he has been here. With us.
Right. And before her death?
Well, he was with us for those 3 days, and before that, hiding, also stabbing someone with a fang of a very rare snake.
Snake has one fang.
This particular snake does.
Mm-hmm.
It only has one tooth. But if it manages to bite you, it has the world's most deadly poison. So
Okay, and so like, okay, like catch me up a bit. Like, there's the old woman talking, right?
Yes.
And she knows that guy used the snake to kill Elaine.
Yep.
Okay. Any idea where she got the snake, or he got the snake?
that is a question that hasn't been answered yet or asked yet. So no.
Hmm.
Okay. Any idea where he might have gotten that snake if it's as rare as you say?
We have many creatures of interest within our magic studies. Not necessarily the school from which we hail, but other locations. I'm sure he grabbed it from wherever they were studying it.
Let's see. And is that snake the type that can just keep biting, or does it bite once and flee if it's surprised, or if he was forced to bite her?
Actually, this particular snake is very it bides its time. However, since it was forced to bite, it is safe to assume that the one who forced it to do so would know where it is and have had controlled it to not simply go into the grass and bite untold numbers of people.
Assuming that snake
In other words, that she's trying to say that the guy probably didn't just let it go when it bit her.
she trapped it after using it to kill a innocent girl.
If you
that
wish
sounds about
to,
right.
if you wish to phrase it that way, sure.
That's what it sounded like to me.
The girl didn't do anything wrong to him, so
No, so why would he want to kill her?
Well, we know why.
And that is.
Because she can summon a noon wraith.
as she explained, he confessed this to her because he kind of well, she didn't say this directly, but she did say that he had a heavy conscience. In other words, he felt bad for doing this afterward.
Well, that's not an excuse.
Correct.
So,
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying that that's what she has told you. So it's not like he just murdered this girl and was like, "Hooray, she's dead." His reasoning was flawed, and when he thought about it further, he realized it was flawed. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
He's still the bad guy, but
Alright, so this place is probably not going to be safe, considering the new race coming.
this guy, he stands here and he goes, so you're not going to chase him at all?
I mean, it's long gone by now. And,
Well, you know what this place is, right?
oh, I look around.
I love this. I love this.
In the middle of a field, aren't we?
he as soon as you say you're in the middle of a field, he just sort of like touches the side of his nose like and points at you. He's like, "Yeah, I got that joke." Yeah, we are in the middle of a field, correct, but that's not what he's talking about. So, yeah, you can roll a investigation. You might find some secret hidden clues, or you can simply roll a history to see what this area, like what you can plainly see, what that is.
Okay, I'll roll with guidance.
I'll see what he rolls, and then I'll roll something else. Okay, I'll roll a history then.
20.
Oh, I'll roll the history then. For the 20.
For the same number. Wonderful. Okay. So we'll start with the history of the plain things that you can see. You start looking around this room. You realize that there are shelves along the walls. Just dotting the walls. Some of which have bones in them. This is a crypt.
Shell location.
This, however, this hallway is collapsed. So you surmise that this crypt is not only old, but old. So Clankin, you start looking along the walls. You see that there's bones and stuff. You notice that down this hallway here, I will shift click it just that way everybody can see it. This hallway here, you see that there are fresher looking things laying on the floor.
So, sacrifices, maybe?
You get a little closer. Their hands appear to be clawed. You surmise that these are necrophages. Some sort of undead creature.
Mhm.
I'll be right back. I just need to take a piss.
Okay.
Alright.
So this guy goes, as you finish looking around, he goes, "This place is infested. We had to take care of those," as he points to the things that you found. Clankin. "We had to take care of those just to remain hidden here. We haven't explored," and he motions to where that guy ran.
Oh. So, you saying we gotta save him?
He shrugs. "Not necessarily. He is a mage after all, so he will not die instantly, but he may fall on trouble, which he cannot control."
Alright, if you're willing, I did promise you to let it rest before, after the rate did his thing right and you studied it, so...
Yeah, he did get that promise out of you before
Yeah.
he came here.
So, I am willing to help him out if you assist us, because I'm out of spells, pretty much, for today.
He looks at you, and he goes, "So you're exhausted. You used all your chaos stores."
I got some left.
I do have something that can aid with this." He walks over to you guys. He pulls from his pouch a vial filled with blue liquid. "I have one dose. Brought it from... what was the name of that school again? Zarathustra? Arathustra? Something like that? What was the name of it? I forget. I will just look it up.
We are the plot now. We are the plot, and we're gonna save the main character.
Do we have plot armor now?
Arethusa. That's the name of it. No, you don't have plot armor.
Damn it!
We don't have plot armor. The main character has plot armor because we are the plot, and we're coming to save him.
Okay. Okay, so the killer has plot armor. Annoying.
Yep.
Well, he doesn't have plot armor, actually. You're just attempting to give him plot armor.
The plot is coming. Say
Plot is thickening.
Yeah, if the plot doesn't get there in time, he can still die.
Mhm.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying
we'll
to get.
I'll just
across.
not show up there and let him die.
It's possible.
Yeah.
If you guys
Or-
just decide not to chase him, I will roll for him to see if he survives long enough.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm gonna go chase him at least.
Or suddenly lizard folk in the road.
Have you escaped from the bar jail though?
He has not yet.
I'm waiting for my chance.
I'll go with.
I'm waiting to see what you
we-
guys do with this, and then I'll go back to him.
We don't have time to rescue him, Olaf. I'm just gonna say that.
To rescue the main character.
No, Nushan.
You sure? Well,
Yeah.
hey, let's see what happens to him.
Yeah, because we gotta go like right now.
Like if we have maybe we meet him on the road. We don't know.
Yes, in this dungeon, in this open field, for sure.
The hidden dungeon in the open field.
Sadly, I don't.
There's a
listen.
chance, like he is a bounty hunter, so there is a chance that if he decides to look for you guys, that he'll find the trail. But there's also a chance that he doesn't.
Mhm.
So just to finish off, this guy is offering one of you a blue vial. He says that it is enough for one dose.
That is
Alright.
what, in particular.
Something
Cool.
he's implying that it's something that will help you with regaining your ability to use magic for the day.
Basically, a long rest potion.
All right, I'll gladly take it.
Well, I am got chaos left, so feel free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So do you
All
want to
right.
imbibe this weird liquid?
I trust he won't kill me just then and then.
You drink it, you die instantly.
You drink, then you just take 50,000 damage.
Yep. I drink the venom poison. Let's
Okay.
go.
Okay, great. You drink it.
He drinks the I
Plankton's-
take a long rest potion.
Clankin's body glows blue for a moment, like through the skin,
Neat.
as soon as it hits his stomach. And Clankin, you suddenly have some spells you can use now. However, it's not a perfect potion. So I am going to roll to determine how many spells you get back. Whoops. Oh! Okay.
He's dead.
Do you have more than 20 spell slots?
Spell slot or spell levels?
Spell slots in total.
If he's
I do
about my
not.
level, if he's about my level,
I
he has
have
like
10. I have 10.
Okay, if you have 10, I rolled 20, so you can regain up to 20 spell slots of any level. However, you have less than that, so you get them all back.
Huge. God damn.
I get my 2 spells back with like a remnant.
Hey, what are these potions called? Pretty good.
They don't have a name yet. Let's
Oh.
just say it was an experiment that I hoped you didn't die from.
Well, I might die later. On that cave over there. So
But it appears
Well-
to have worked. It's just a spell that helps you regain your ability to use magic if you have lost it for any reason. And it appears to have worked when you had nothing left. So
yeah. All right.
it's at least useful for something.
Hey, if I make it back, I'm gonna need more of these. So see ya. Come on, Dave. We gotta save the guy instead of killing him.
No, that's boring.
Well, he's not against punching people and not killing them, as you've seen before. He has punched people before and not killed them.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Question:
Mhm.
Do I get my sorcery points back?
Unfortunately, no.
Damn. I have 3 left.
Yeah, this was a every mage type of potion. It wasn't for a specific type of mage, unfortunately. If he would have known that and had time to brew you another potion, maybe. But as is, no.
Okay.
I mean, this is a lot better than what you should be getting.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go.
Did you roll a 20 on a d20?
Yes, that's what happened. I rolled a d20 to determine how many spell slots you got back. Because it wasn't a perfect potion. And I rolled a 20 on that d20, so
It felt like a perfect potion.
it pretty much was.
Mm-hmm.
What I meant by perfect potion is that he didn't perfect the potion, is what I meant, I guess. To
Yeah.
refix the canon there. Okay, so you guys are headed down the tunnel. Alright, new Sean.
Yes.
Okay, you are in a jail cell. An hour passes, and a person rushes into the room and tells the guards something that you cannot hear, and then they both leave the room.
Eh. No, best time to escape.
Alright? Do you wish to start trying keys? Because this key ring does not only have one key on.
Time to start trying the keys, yes.
Okay, I need you to roll a d20. And I have determined which number, if you roll it, it will be the right key. You choose the wrong 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 key. And if you roll the same number, I'll let you roll again. You choose the wrong key.
Does he need a 20?
No.
Does he need to roll low? Okay. Yeah.
You choose the wrong key.
Nice.
You can roll a dice minus the... Yeah.
That's a 9.
You choose the wrong key.
Oh, fucking damn it.
Are you gonna roll a d20 again, or are you just rolling a d12 at this point?
Just roll a d12 at this point because I had 8 down.
Okay. You choose the wrong key. You choose the wrong key. You choose the wrong key. You choose the correct key.
Oh my god.
I hate you.
So you chose the correct key after 5 minutes of trying keys. Luckily,
Flick, flick,
I
flick, flick,
rolled
flick,
to determine how long it took for him to come back, and he didn't come back. So the door is open.
Yeah, do I have anything of my gear missing, my glaive, anything missing?
Oh no, they just well actually they took the stuff off of you because Dane took the stuff off of you. I remember, but he left it with the guard, so it's just
I'm
sort of
gonna
sitting in
to
the corner.
yoink and then get the hell out of there.
All right, as you leave, I will roll to see if the guard is within eyesight to see if he can see you. No. He rolled a natural 1. No.
Well,
So-
I could have said he could have said I didn't tie the door. I just tied the door and it seemed it was unlocked. So, nah.
He just walks out of there, doesn't even stealth. Amazing.
He rolled
I'm a
the
bull.
guard rolled a natural 1 to see him, so
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
I'm a bold motherfucker.
he just walks out of there.
Yeah, then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna catch the murderer, and then I'm gonna execute the murderer, and not tell them.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
It's very meta of you.
So what do you want to do?
Try find the group because they might have had a few more leads at
Okay,
this point.
okay, so he's gonna kill the murderer without letting anyone know except his group. Okay, great.
Oh,
No,
need-
it's
I
fine.
need
It's
to
fine.
find that-
I'm
find
just,
that-
I just found it funny. Okay, so you can roll a survival number 1 if you want to look for tracks. A number 2, you can roll an investigation to see if you can ask people or find clues other than tracks.
It's 12.
They didn't hide their tracks, so they're pretty easy to find. You notice that they're traveling with the big guy. Then they traveled with. It takes them a little while to get there, but you notice that they traveled with the big guy from the from the inn, and then they traveled with more people, and more people, and then they separated, went into a house, came back out with another person, and walked into a field where their tracks stopped suddenly.
I didn't come across anybody.
No. Because you weren't there. Oh, actually, you were there for some of it before you
Mhm.
switched. Yeah, you as a player know what happened, but yeah, you don't see anybody.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna be looking out like, where the fuck could I have gone? Not like they suddenly could have
Literally, their
said,
tracks just dead stop. As in, they vanish.
I poke the ground in just after they vanish, like to see if different makes a sound that it shouldn't make.
It does. It makes a metal clunk.
As expected.
However,
But
all you see is grass and ground, even though you hear the metal clunk.
I'm gonna try it open because I don't know how to open it.
All right. Roll in athletics. All right.
Sean Strong.
There was something holding it closed, however, it is no longer holding it closed. Whatever it was. You see this guy. Okay, so on the map, this is the stairs here.
That's
And-
stairs. It looks like a hallway.
I know. It's almost as if I drew this in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ooh.
So, yeah, you see him at the bottom of the staircase.
It's the murderer. Get him.
It's the murderer!
Oh, why would somebody be hiding here on the ground in just the field?
Why does anybody hide?
Well, he could be murder suspect for all I know.
Or perhaps we don't wish to be seen. Which is the real answer. He nods towards you.
You sure about that?
Usually people hide because they don't want to be seen. That's
Yes, 'cause-
usually the reason.
Yes, usually because they have done something bad.
He just raises an eyebrow at you. He's making he's making a generalized statement about everybody. But okay.
hmm
He just raises an eyebrow at you.
Well, have you seen ladies some short shitted dwarf that Don't have any beef with or whatever.
He now knows you have a beef with him.
Mhm.
Because I don't have a beef with him.
No,
I
no reason at all.
definitely don't
No.
have a beef with him. There is no beef to be had. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Dushan is like, I'm gonna be sarcasm supreme at this very moment because I'm not very happy with him.
Okay, so you say you're looking for a woman and a dwarf that you definitely do not have a beef with, and anything else?
And I don't even recall John was other new character. Was it human?
Elf.
Oh yeah, and and then also an elf, magic-y elf.
He sighs and he motions for you to follow him, and he starts going down the steps.
Follow along.
Okay. So on this map you can see them, but they are not there anymore. They have
Mhm.
left. He just motions over there, and you can see that there are other people here, one of which is tied up. And this is a brazier that is flipped over.
If they're not taking you with, then you have nothing to do with. Not important. Okay, goodbye. Just head in the direction I pointed at. Just follow along. Like you're not.
I'd laugh if
important.
this if I actually planned for this guy to be the murderer, and then he just pointed for him to go that way, and then he just went that way. That would have been the best. Okay, I didn't think that many steps ahead. That's fine.
Look, if the group went that way, then follow the group.
Yeah, but
They might be onto
he
something.
just it's just a random dude told you which way to go, and you went that way. Because they are technically not there right now.
It's very meta. Just saying.
He pointed me in a direction, so
I
go
used
that
to trust
direction.
this random dude you just met.
Yep, it's fine. He can do that.
I gave
That's
him. I gave
That's
a
fine.
very accurate description of 3 persons I know.
Yeah, so?
World's he's Dog the Bounty Hunter. He talks to the first person and knows everything. Don't worry about it.
Just don't worry about it. Murder will be murdered soon.
So, you walk down there. Okay, so everybody else, since you are a decent clip ahead of Nushan, I need you to roll a survive.
What's your survival love?
4.
I will assist you.
Dane's is 4 as well.
He will assist you.
I rolled 20.
Yeah.
If I got assist, but that's the first roll anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you got assisted or not. So, yes, you find a trail that looks like it's in dust, so you assume that it's him, because it's the only tracks in this dust. So you have succeeded in finding
We have-
tracks. Do you wish to follow?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You guys are walking in pitch blackness, by the way. There's no lanterns or anything. So, all of you have dark vision?
I have torches.
I have torches, not dark vision.
I have torches and not dark vision.
Oh.
I don't have any light spells, so sadly I can't help there.
I have light as a spell.
That works.
Do you wish to
Yeah,
use light
Nim-
as a
Nim
spell?
suck at dark vision, unless I'm like the sea nymph, I think.
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty sure
Sure.
light's a cantrip, isn't it?
it is, yep.
So you can just use it, so it doesn't waste anything. Okay, you
I cast light at
cantrip level.
audio. Yes, but at some stuff I have to cast it on
Oh,
stuff.
you have to cast it on something. like there are people who have used torches as a focus for light, so that way you can just hold the torch and cast light on it.
I have a shield. I cast light on the shield.
You can also just use your weapon or a shield or your armor. People have
Yeah,
done that too.
I said the shield.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
I didn't hear that part. My sound must have cut out for a second. Okay. So,
I am now a light bulb.
yep. So you guys continue walking far away.
God, I can make such a fun joke with you're now light bulb. Question is, the one that just keeps blinking or the one that just keeps buzzing real loud?
Either it's magical light bulb.
Yeah, but you say light bulb and there is no silent light bulb.
Yeah, there is. What the fuck, Geo?
A little bit.
He just
What
thinks
kind of
that
light supposed to you live
he
in?
just thinks that all lights sound like fluorescent tubes humming. That's what he
I
thinks.
literally have never ever had a silent light bulb.
Well, then
And no, those
you've had crazy light bulbs.
they either go bzzz, pink or pink, pink, pink constantly.
That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing. That's not
It's
a
so
normal.
weird light bulbs, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're fucking broken.
He goes to the store and buys broken light bulbs. Okay. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. So, okay. So, you guys are walking. Okay, Nushan. I need to know from you. First off, do lizard folk have dark vision? Geo.
Mm.
Did you not hear the question I just asked you?
No.
Okay.
Classic.
Fucking. That fucking good.
Okay, so Nushan, do you have
Yeah.
dark vision?
No.
Do you have a torch?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so problem solved. Okay, so, would you like to track, number one, or if you neglect to track, you can actually move faster than those who are tracking. AKA, if you're not bending down to look for footprints every time, you can move faster, but you might lose track of them easier. So it's
We're not in a tunnel?
you are in a tunnel. However, it has branching paths.
Oh, at the straight parts, I'll just keep going straight, and the moment it branches, then I check which way they went.
Okay, they are doing that also. So you won't catch up to them if you do that, is what I'm telling.
Well, I follow which way has a draft,
Okay.
or
Okay.
or which way has the most noise currently coming from it.
Okay, so every time you get to a branch, I'll need you to roll a perception. Okay, great. So I need you to roll me 3 perception rolls.
3, 12, and 11.
All right. So initially, you definitely hear something. You continue down. The DC is lower because you are closer to them. You do not manage to hear very much. All 3 paths that you have to choose from at the second juncture have sound.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to roll a d3 or choose a path.
Like I said, where's the draft coming from?
Okay, so you're going to, when in doubt, use the draft. Okay. Um, alright. I will roll to see if either of these paths, any of these paths, has a draft.
The nice thing about torches, they make a draft in cold places, and underground is usually cold. At least I
Correct,
think that's how it
but what I'm
works.
trying to determine is if there's airflow. Okay, one of the paths does have airflow.
So follow that one.
Alright. And with your final roll, you get to another branch with 3 choices.
Mm.
You hear nothing.
Keep up the same trick.
Okay. I will roll to see if there is any air currents here. None of the paths have air currents.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
The
What
air
do now?
current goes back the way you came.
Traitor!
Damn you, wind!
Oh gosh. Well, let's. Then I do have to check with. Look down at the ground.
Okay. Roll a survival.
15.
Alright, you look down at the ground. You do see tracks. And that is where I end that sentence.
But they're not the right tracks. Okay, I see.
They are tracks.
Go on.
That's it.
Yeah, I never said go on with the explanation. We go on with the game.
Oh, so you're
Oh.
following the tracks? Or not?
There are tracks.
Yes.
Yes, there are tracks. I should recognize the tracks of they are of my party. Yes or no?
Oh, okay. Yes, you needed to ask a question there. I gave you the information there were tracks. You needed to ask for more information. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you look at the tracks. They look like hands on the ground.
Again, look at the draft. Traitor!
Or draft. I just want to do his job, and he just keeps calling it traitor.
Roll another perception.
So yes, I have to go back.
But you have to roll another perception.
17.
You hear a sound.
Oh no. Yeah, Nushan is not staying there any longer.
Okay, where are you going?
Back.
Okay, you go back to the previous juncture.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I look there for the right tracks of my party.
Okay, great. Roll a survival.
Oh, damn it.
You see tracks that appear to be yours. That's about
Obviously.
it.
So I now have 2 choices.
Correct. Or to go back. Or to go back to where that noise was coming from. You could go back there if
Yeah.
you want.
You have one.
Again,
Well-
I have.
Just need to be another cat I can.
Well, you have 5 choices. You just stand there. Don't
Sure.
choose.
Those are. Then I have 3 choices according to Jumba.
Okay, there are
Going
two
back
forward
is not-
paths.
Going back is not an option, and going to the noise is not an option.
It's always an option.
It is an option.
Yes, it's the stupid option.
It's still an option.
The stupid one. And I'm not picking the stupid one.
Well, technically, there's infinite options because you can choose to try to dig through all of the walls in infinite directions, and the ceilings and the floors.
Well, the floor stops at a certain point, and then I will be molten into lava.
Well, maybe they dug through the floor. You don't know. And perfectly
Hey.
replaced it. You don't know.
You should have mold earth and dig to the bottom dungeon floor. Easy.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Let's get serious. What do you want to do? There are two
Fine.
options. Do you want to just choose one at random, or do you want to actually do a thing that might give you a clue?
Trying to do a thing that might give me a clue.
Okay, like what?
I'm only good at perception and survival. God damn it! I kind of want to do history. Won't do it. I guess. Investigation.
Sure. You can investigate the surroundings. That's fine.
What? I have such high numbers with those, but this one. There it goes.
No clues. Oh, and by the way, from the way that you just came, you hear.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Do I have bombs in my inventory by any chance? Nope. Oh well.
Nope. Oh well. You were planning on suicide bombing.
No, I was
Not
just
everyone
gonna
has that option, unfortunately.
No, I was just gonna say, light it, yeet it in the tunnel, and run for your life.
So what do you choose?
Let's pick tunnel 1.
Okay, so I will roll to see if that's good or bad. Okay. So you start walking down that tunnel, and you get into an opening. The rest of you,
Yeah.
while you were tracking,
Mm-hmm.
you came into an opening.
Oh.
Neat.
Okay, so what's in this opening?
Yeah. What is it?
You can see light coming from above. There are plants growing over a metal grate above you.
I've seen this place in The Witcher. Don't tell me we're gonna do that thing.
Guys, I got to go. It's late for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I was planning on ending soon anyway, so see ya.
Okay, see you guys.
Yeah, I know what we're gonna fight.
Do you? Do you?
I got a pretty good idea. Yep.
We're
Let
gonna
me just
fight
say that this
Geralt.
isn't the same location. So,
Okay. Could be the same monster.
could be.
Let's go fight Geralt.
Yeah, you
That's-
just
that's a
see him
level up,
appear.
That's a level up, definitely.
Yeah, you just see him appear.
Yeah.
I one-shot Geralt.
I am the thing that was making the slurping sounds behind Nushan for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk into this room. You can see that there is a pipe on the left side of the room. So that is labeled, if you had a map in your hand, that is now labeled pipe ? And there is water flowing through it. It appears to be clear, clean water, not poop water. So take with that what you will. And it is flowing into the middle of the room, where there is a ditch in the middle of the floor, kind of like half pipe shaped. Very, very small, like 2 inches across. Very small. In the middle of the room. And the pipe is leading the water into another grate on the other side of the room. Which is on the right side of the room. On the far side of the room from where you are standing, there is another place where you can go. You're not sure where that goes, because you're not close enough to it yet. But this area is lit up because of the grate that is on the ceiling that has plants sort of leading into the room.
Okay.
However,
Yep.
as you approach to where the water is, the tracks stop. As in, they don't continue on the other side. So, something happened here.
I look around.
Alright, you start looking around. Make an investigation check. Or perception, depending on if you are, like, thoroughly searching or if you're just glancing.
I guess I'm glancing.
Alright. You just sort of glance around. You don't see him. He's not in the room, or at least that you can see. If
Alright.
he's in the room, he's hiding.
He should be here somewhere, so be on your guards.
Alright.
Mm.
That is done. Is there anything else you would like to do in this room?
I guess if there's like any sounds.
There's the trickling
Any-
of the water,
Mhm.
so that's blatantly obvious. But if you're looking for like something that's quiet, then that would be another perception.
Okay, I'll guidance myself.
And since yes, you're trying to listen hard, guidance makes sense. 13. There is a small, like you get close to the pipe that has the water dripping from it, and you get close to it. There is a clicking, like a vibration coming from the pipe. Like as you press your ear against it, you can feel the vibrations in your body as well as hear something clicking at a very even pace. Something is clicking. It's not getting further away, it's not getting closer, it is remaining the same.
Can I discern what type of noise this is? Wait.
You can roll a history to see if you've heard of such a thing.
Guidance.
Yep.
Yikes.
Well, a 12, it gives you a little bit of something. It could be, but you're not 100% sure. But this is the only thing you can think of. It sounds like maybe a metal water wheel. Like water is going on a wheel, and then as it turns, one of the spokes is like tapping against something, and then it continues, and then the next one taps, and it continues, and then it taps, and then continues. But
Okay.
if that's what's happening, the mechanism is nowhere in sight.
Okay. I will cast message on to Calypso and say, "Hey, can you get over here and check out this noise? Might be something."
I walk over and check out the noise.
All right.
Sneakily.
You place your ear. You place your ear. You can roll a stealth if you want, but
Sure, just in case. Just in case. 17.
all right.
I mean, at this point,
You walk
if it
over and
is,
place your ear against the pipe. You hear something. It's definitely there. Like, even if you just place your hand on the pipe, the vibration of whatever it is noticeable in your hand. Like,
Yeah.
you don't even have to listen for it. You can feel the vibration of whatever it is.
Okay. Is it like a lot of vibrations, or is it probably something big?
Depending on how far away it is, it would have to be big.
Yeah.
But if it's like 2 inches away from like your line of sight from the pipe, it wouldn't have to be that big. Like if you climbed into the pipe, because the pipe is big enough for you to climb. It's like 5 feet from the top to the bottom, and it's perfectly round. So you could stand in it with barely crouching. But there's only a little trickle of water that's coming through the pipe. Like, this pipe could withstand, like, it's big enough for a person to
Oh.
stand in, so
The pipe is open?
yes.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Sheesh.
Yeah, there's no grate on the
Okay, in that case, I would like to cast light on like a rock,
Okay.
throw it in there.
Alright. You throw it in there. And you can see further down the pipe. You don't see the mechanism. However, you do see something. And as the light shines on whatever it is, it moves out of the light. Whatever it was.
Towards or?
Mm-hmm.
Like backwards, away from.
Alright. It's in there, alright. And it's seen us.
Whatever it is that you just saw. However, when it moved, the vibration, like the even steady pace of the vibration, did not interrupt. So whatever's causing the vibration is still happening at a steady pace, even when the thing moved.
Okay.
And since
What?
Nushan got lost, he's still not here yet.
Yeah. How big is the pipe? How long is it?
Long? You threw it about 20-30 feet, and you can't see the end of the pipe.
Is it just like a straight line?
It's just a straight line so far that you've seen. Like, your dwarven friend could easily just walk into this pipe and not have to crouch or anything. That's how big this opening is.
Yeah, but he might get like abducted by this thing. Who
That's
knows?
fair. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying that that is how big this pipe is. Just so that way you can picture it a little more easy.
Alright. Calypse.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being hostile to this thing? Or what?
We see the thing, right?
You saw, like, when he threw the thing, you were looking in the pipe and you saw the thing, whatever it was, scurry. And
Yeah,
you
like
heard
get a
noise.
look at what it is. I don't have dark vision, so I don't know if I can see anything. But like,
I cast light on
It was
a rock.
in the light for a brief moment, so if you guys said, "Can I identify what the thing was?" then yes, you could have tried. So
can I try? I could have tried.
yes,
Because I would have tried.
yes. Since you weren't doing anything during that time, I'm okay with like rewinding time up a little bit to see what you see. So
Okay.
it's a nature, religion, or arcana. You can roll
I'll do
all of those.
I'll do nature.
Okay. It looked like what you saw was a foot and a leg. Like, someone was sitting with their knees against their chest. And you can see, like, hands and stuff. And then when the light got there, it sort of, like, pushed with its feet and unwrapped its arms around its legs and then moved out of the light. So it looked humanoid in shape. But you're not entirely sure what it was. You didn't get a good enough look at it. So it could just be a dude. You don't know.
No dudes are in this place.
Yeah, dudes aren't just hanging around in a pipe that's connected to a
Why not?
bunch of paths that are connected to a crypt that is hidden underground. No dude hangs around there.
Say the words, and then open fire.
It just seemed humanoid. I didn't like get if it's like a bad thing or a good thing. Bad thing.
It's a
Unfortunately,
bad
you did
thing
not.
in this place.
Okay.
It's a thing in this place, you know. And this place is hard to get to, considering the arduous journey that you took just to get here. Like, you were walking through paths. If you weren't following this guy's footsteps, you could easily see why somebody would get lost in here. Like Nushan did. Because there were multiple choices that you could have made back there.
Mhm.
So you could have went
So
other
if it's
places.
a bad thing here, then I presume open fire.
Firebolt inside it.
but-
Go.
I was just going to say before you did that.
Oh.
I was just going to say a thing. It might not change what you did, but I was going to say a thing. So, based on your knowledge of where you were and how far you walked just now, you're just like nowhere near the road or the town. You're like in the middle of the wilderness somewhere.
Yeah. So it's 99% a monster.
So you firebolt to the... You cast your not magic missile but firebolt into the darkness.
Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna get you to roll, like, at disadvantage, because you can't see the thing that you're targeting.
Well, it is straight into the middle of the pipe.
Correct, but it could be, like, plastered itself against the wall, or, like, climbed on the ceiling. You don't know.
Okay.
So it is at disadvantage. It's a roll to hit with firebolt.
A 20 or a nut one?
Aww.
The chance of rolling a 20 and a 1.
Can I say I hit the rock and he died?
I actually need to roll a thing.
Hit the rock and the rock bounced further. Easy.
Unfortunately, I need you to roll a perception.
Uh-oh.
The firebolt goes through the tunnel. What's the range on that?
120?
Yeah, the firebolt doesn't hit anything before it dissipates. And you see nothing of note.
I firebolt the rock to make it go further.
Alright, you have to roll to hit. It is a rock, so it's not going to be hard, but if you nat one again...
Yeah.
It's a straight roll because you can see it. Yep, you hit
Rock
the rock.
it.
Okay, so I'm going to need a perception from both of you. Since you both have caught on to something's happening here, so you're both paying attention.
Sure.
Yikes.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
That's a 6 on a dice.
I love this. Okay. Okay, this is cool. The rock bounces forward. It continues down the pipe. You see nothing.
Okay, that thing vanished.
I know what's happening, and it's funny to me. Especially knowing what I rolled. Okay. So.
Alright. You know what? I cast light on another rock and throw it in.
All
I
right.
yeet rock light.
Multiple rocks.
Can I have one light up at a time?
Yeah,
so?
too bad you can't cast light on all of them.
Oh. Well, I can cast a torch in, right?
You can do that, yes.
I do that. It's lit, of course.
And you throw it.
Yup.
I need to roll a thing. Your torch falls into the water and douses itself.
Oh. There's water there?
Yeah, this pipe has a little stream of water in the middle of it that is going down into this other little trough that's feeding it to the other side of this room that you're in. And the water is going through the pipe as far as you've seen so far. If I rolled something else, your torch wouldn't have doused. So it wasn't a bad idea. It's just you got unlucky there.
Can I cast Prestidigitation to remove the water?
Roll me Prestidigitation. Because there is a specific spell for movement of water, and I need to see what you
Yeah.
can do with this. I read that wrong. I read a puff of fart.
Hell yeah.
You can make a puff of fart. And I was like, really? They wrote that in the book?
Why not? Like, why not? That's cool, man.
I would take a spell if it could make me create a puff of fart.
Level 0 cantrip. Just make farts.
Nice.
If you use this, the enemy has to roll a con save or start coughing uncontrollably.
Unfortunately, there is a spell for that. Called Stinking Cloud. I don't know if it's in this edition or not, to be fair. But in first edition, you could use Stinking Cloud to instantly kill people. It was funny. Basically, it's just a stinky cloud. And if you cast it on people, they can go into a state where they can't defend themselves. And in first edition, there was a mechanic called coup de grace. So if someone is defenseless, you can kill them in one hit. So Stinking Cloud was a super powerful spell back then. Because if they fail the con save, you can instantly kill them. And this applies to anything from rabbits to giants. Like, if they fail the con save, they are dead.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I know. That's why a lot of people back then would take Stinking Cloud as a mage. Because even though that they have high cons, like, if they just so happen to roll too low, then they're instantly dead. So, why not take it?
True.
But yeah, you can chill, warm, or flavor up the water. You can clean it or soil it. So you can make the water cleaner or dirtier for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't get rid of the water, unfortunately.
Okay. In that case, I just cast light on the torch. There you go.
Okay.
That works.
Now the torch is lit and the light on the rock fades.
Yep.
Okay.
What cantrips do you have, Olaf?
I have Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, and Vicious Mockery.
Use the Mage Hand to move it further in. Easy.
I use Mage Hand to move it further in.
Okay. The hand daintily grabs the the handle part of the torch and moves it forward. What's the range on Mage Hand?
30 feet.
Okay, it moves at 30 feet.
Mhm.
Can you move the Mage Hand past the 30 feet? Or is that like you have to summon it within 30 feet and then you can move it further?
Read on the spell, a spectral the hand lasts on to duration or until you dismiss it as an action. The hand vanish if it's ever more than 30 feet away from you.
Okay, so it can't move more than 30 feet, so...
Use your mage hand to just yeet it in further.
You
Mage
can...
hand, yeet.
You can do that. Doesn't the hand have a strength?
It just can't carry more than 10 pounds.
Okay. Well, the torch is less than 10 pounds. So it doesn't have like a strength thing? Because some of those spells do.
Doesn't say at least.
Okay. Then, as my basic go-to, I may regret doing this, its strength is,
30.
whatever your... Like, when you cast a spell that needs to hit something, it's whatever that is. You are proficient in using it.
Your spell attack?
Yeah, basically.
So you just use my spell attack and...
Yeah, so you basically just roll a spell attack to determine if it goes far enough.
20?
Like I said, I might regret doing that. Yeah, so, you just focus your chaos into flinging this thing as far as it'll go, using your mage hand. And it flings it as far as it'll go. 100 feet!
Oh.
So, it flies, 30 feet and then it, hits the bottom of the thing, but with the momentum it keeps going. That sort of thing. And it ends up being 100 feet. So, you both get to roll a perception.
Since I foresaw this coming, can I use guidance?
Yes.
There we go.
Finally, this thing's stealth rolls are beaten.
About time.
Because that's what it was doing. It was hiding in the pipe further down, and you were unable to see it. Does Calypso want to even try, or you just gonna let him take the glory on that one?
I'm gonna let him take the glory.
Okay. Clayton, you now know what this is. It's the dude you've been chasing. That's why I was laughing so hard. He's just been hiding in this tunnel. Okay. As you see him, however, to make this interesting, Nushan runs into the room. Guys, hello?
Alright. Do I see Nushan?
Yes. So you saw the guy in the pipe, and he tried to move out of the way of the light. But you saw him, but he is still hiding in the darkness.
I'm gonna shout in the pipe then. We know you're in there, just come out. We don't want to kill you, dude.
That's debatable.
She says out loud, ruining your plan.
Yeah. Yeah, she thinks it. She thinks it.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
That's fine. That's fine. She thinks it. That's fine.
She's still have no
I
chances
was
succeeding around.
jokingly adding it to the canon.
Yeah,
If you want to take it away, that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
She's slightly annoyed she hasn't drowned him yet.
let's just say if you had control water right now, there's some water here that you could use to drown him.
don't want to drown him, dude.
I'm just saying that if that was your goal and you had control water, that would be a thing you could do. However, as Nushan walks into the room, you hear from the tunnel that he just walked through.
Oh.
Seems as though he led something here with him.
Hey, Nushan, what do you bring with you?
He just goes, "Oh, thing I ran away from. Not good, probably."
Well,
Just
you
sit
just
behind
made, well, you just made your problem our problem.
He just
Yeah,
sort of...
it's kind of still behind you.
And he knew this, by the way, when he decided to keep chasing you. So I'm just saying. This was a thing that he did choose.
You dumbass.
Because he knew that the noise was chasing him. Just saying. So I'm not doing something stupider for his character.
It's a classic Geo play.
Yep.
I'll give him that.
So you guys hear that noise. You know that your quarry is in this pipe.
Okay. Alright, I'll deal with you later. And I prepare to face the noise, I suppose.
Alright. As you both turn to prepare to face the noise. And Nushan is like, "What? Why is Nushan always to blame? Why is Nushan always to blame?" And the noise is just getting closer and closer behind him.
You should probably move away from him.
He just turns around. And as he turns around, he lays eyes on the spectacle, of which it is
A
a
Toad Prince.
thing. That is a cliffhanger. And that is the end.